What's going on, everybody? Welcome back for another edition of the Holistics Highlights Podcast. I'm Scott Kaplan, along with Grande Alejandro Padilla and Big Bad John Browner, who will be in the house. And here is the brains of our operation. She runs all the marketing at Torrey Holistics and California Holistics, and maybe sometimes when she goes up north, even Mammoth Holistics and future Holistics to come. Here's Ruthie Edelson. Hey, Ruthie.
Hey, guys. What's going on?
Well, another opportunity today to meet people in the cannabis industry who are interesting characters, who have great stories to tell. And Ruthie, you'll love this. Oh, wait a second. Hi, Kalina. Making a quick little cameo. There she is.
Oh, my God.
Hi.
The podcast doesn't start until we get the cameo.
Well, you know how some people, they say, like, do a shot every time something happens.
Yeah, we should.
On this podcast, everybody should take a hit every time Kalina walks through, you know?
I like that game.
Ruthie, you're going to love this. So because today our guest is going to be promoting a brand called Kikoko, which, by the way, I've not ever been familiar with their brand before. And then you said we were going to have them on, and I said, I better get into the shop and go pick some stuff up. This is the product I came home with today. This is the Boost Mints from Kikoko, and I can't wait to open these things up and give them a try.
Be careful there.
I know. Well, they seem pretty powerful.
Well, they're microdosed. So these are microdose mints. So for the people that don't want to get blasted all the time and just want something to take off the edge, this is a great option.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, the bud tender, the way he kind of sold it to me was that he said, you really want to kind of chill, but be really creative. He goes, this is a great product for you. And I was like, well, given what we do, chill and creativity sounds pretty good to me.
Pop one now.
I might do that. That's not a bad call. All right. And these are only 2.5 milligrams.
And the cool thing is they have THCV, which is a cannabinoid that's being studied a lot to suppress appetite.
Oh, yeah.
It's non-psychoactive. So it's actually pretty exciting.
He actually told me that too. He was like, oh, this will be great. He goes, if you want to, he's like, if you get the munchies, he's like, this is a great product for you because this will suppress your appetite.
Now, do these taste so? Because, okay, I don't know about you guys. I have a problem with mints because I love them so much that I have like 5 or 6 or 7 at a actual breath mints. Yeah. I love them. Love Altoids. Until I have no sensation in my tongue anymore. Do these taste that good? Are they gonna I know they're microdose, but am I gonna want like 10 of them?
I'll tell you in a second.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh my God. It took about 5 seconds. And now that it's hit my tongue and I can taste it. Oh, that's a very good tasting mint.
Yeah.
We should do this more often.
Yes. Oh, that's really good. And these are only 2.5 milligrams.
Yeah. They're perfect for daytime use.
Oh my God.
And you got the matcha flavor?
This is the, let's see, Kikoko cannabis infused mints. Matcha. Yeah. Yeah. The matcha flavor. Here it is right here.
There you go.
This is really good. Hey, Ruthie, one of the other things though, that the bud tender was telling me about is there's a lot of tea products.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them was like this sensuality tea.
This one.
And I'm not really positive
the way
if
Ruthie
I'm
said
into
this one.
Yeah.
This one, Scott.
This one right here.
I'm just not sure though that I'm into the tea product. So that's why I didn't get it yet, because I wanted to talk today about it and kind of figure out, is it a tea bag? You just like any other tea.
These are my sample pack. Oh yeah.
Those are good. Oh
my God, it smells amazing.
Really?
So what makes it sensual? It's probably a question for our guest, but
yes,
I don't think I've ever heard of sensual CBD or THC tea.
Well, there are a few sensual products, right, Scott? If you haven't.
Oh,
right. I remember love lotions and stuff.
Yes,
but tea.
We have Quim now, and I highly recommend that.
Where's Quim?
Quim is our new lube oil. It's not new, but you know how we go through different oils here. That is one. We have one for vaginal health that focuses more on that, and another one that focuses more on the sensual part of
getting down
intimacy. Yeah.
Right. Well, Alex is getting married this weekend. Did you know that?
Alex, congrats.
Thank you.
That's so exciting. exciting. Are you doing it in the 805 or here?
Here.
Awesome. So Mama Padilla is going to be in town?
Yes, she is.
Maybe you need to give her some tea. Like, is she going to need like positive?
Just don't even tell her. Yeah. Hey, I got you this new tea. She loves tea. I'm not. And by the way,
the tranquil tea.
There you go. The tranquil tea.
Now there are people that like will make a big batch of this and add it to lemonade. So then you have an Arnold Palmer. You can drink it cold, hot. Like there's a lot of fun things you can do with this tea.
So, Alex, this is a great thing to take away on your, Alex is going to do a little short honeymoon.
Where are you going?
Staying local.
Are you going to like Coronado or in your bedroom?
No. We got a hotel in like Crown Point area.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's doing a little staycation for the post wedding. He'll do his like European vacay. I think he said what, next summer, Alex?
Post football season.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Post football season. Good time to go.
Yeah.
But the thing is that I would like to come back into the store and get them some of the sensual oils.
Yes.
Because I can only tell you this, Alex. I have experimented with these oils, and it makes your parts like feel
high.
Really, yes.
Your parts are high.
Yeah, your parts get high.
What does that feel like?
Really good, Alex.
Oh yeah.
All right.
You ever
really
been
good.
high? Do you like being high?
Yeah. But now your parts are high.
Right.
Now your parts are high.
Yeah. And it feels really good. And it makes the experience even that much greater.
Okay.
Like if you need, earlier we were talking about your neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
If you need a housewarming gift.
If I need an introductory gift. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello. Not sure what you're into. Here's some fun gifts. Welcome to the neighborhood. I'm right next door.
Okay.
If you need us, knock.
Yeah.
3 times.
Here's some sensual tea. Let's just get straight to the point.
Well, actually, Kaplan, we should make him a whole basket.
I completely agree. That I'm so glad we're having this conversation, Ruthie. We absolutely should make him and his fiance, soon to be wife, a like sensuality THC basket from Torrey Holistics.
Now you may not need it yet, but trust me, like some years down the road, it will definitely be fun to crack into.
I get you.
All right. Well, hey guys, I see that Jenn Rath is jumping into today's Holistics Highlights podcast. And Jenn is the Director of Research and Development for Kikoko. And gosh, I hope I'm pronouncing the products right. Hey, Jenn, good afternoon. Thank you so much for being part of Holistics Highlights. I'm Scott. This is Alex. I'm sure you know Ruthie. And we're glad you're here. How you doing?
Good. Thanks, everyone, for having me. You're pronouncing everything right so far. So
we're good.
I just say that you sound fantastic.
Oh, thank you. I came home and I have my microphone. So I think it's doing a lot of heavy lifting here.
So you have no idea, Jenn, before you got here, Ruthie, myself, and Alex were having this conversation. And I was saying that I was in Torrey Holistics earlier today because I wanted to pick up some of your products in advance of you being here. Because truthfully, it's just not a brand that I'm familiar with yet. So super excited to learn about it, but I picked up these matcha mints.
Yeah,
I've just taken my first one, and delicious. I'm still sucking on it.
Yeah, that's a long-lasting mint, dude.
Yeah.
Well, he's not eating them like your Altoids.
Right. I'm kind of thinking.
You can.
Yeah, Jenn, I'm sort of thinking like let it just sit on my tongue, and then how would you recommend people take these mints?
I think either way. So if you noticed, there is a little O on one side and an X on the other. They're like our little hugs and kisses. And the O actually has like a little depressed, kind of almost like a dimple in it. And that's actually specifically designed so the mint can stay in your mouth as you're sucking on it until the end. Yeah. And so they are actually designed so that you can suck on them. But also, I mean, I'm a chewer. I always chew my hard candy. I can never hold on to it. And so I know that I chew mine. You will find that you'll get like a little bit of an increased kind of time of effect when you suck on them because you're getting a little bit of those cannabinoids kind of crossing into that blood barrier of your mouth, as opposed to going through your whole stomach. So there's a little bit of an advantage there, but yeah, I think that they taste really good, and so it's nice to suck on them.
They taste really good, and I think the way that that the bud tender kind of sold it to me was he's like kind of chill but kind of creative. How would you describe this product?
Yeah, I think that's a great description. So we have THC and THCV in these products, and so THCV is a little, I don't know if I would say, I think it's a little newer on the market. There aren't too many products using this cannabinoid now, definitely on the minors, and so this is going to be a little bit more stimulating. And so yeah, I think that like on the creative side, definitely a little energizing because of that THCV, but then that 1-to-1 balance that you get with the THC, they really work off of each other, and so you're getting we call them boost, I think, for a reason too, because you get this little boost of energy. And I think also how they taste, they're very bright. So you almost get like an immediate boost just in your mouth too.
Yeah, I was going to ask that too, because obviously there's multiple, we'll talk about all the ways that you guys have products to ingest into your system. As someone that's never had mints before, how quickly does it activate what it's supposed to activate?
So the mints, I'd say, are closer to probably like what you would expect from like a traditional edible. So probably in that like 30-minute time period. Again, if you suck on them a little bit faster. But I'd say like 30 to 45 minutes. Now these are our mints tend to all be more on the microdose scale. And so, it's a 2.5 milligrams. And so that's not really a lot of THC. So I'd say that only people with, I'd say, like a pretty low dose are going to really, I don't know, like feel too much of a high from these particular mints. They're definitely a more chill, like kind of get you through your work day, I would say, type of product.
Alex, perfect for you. You said you like to eat, like when you have mints, you like to have 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah.
You could finish one and then go on to the next one.
Just don't eat the sleep one while you're working.
Oh, right.
Right.
Let me just, I don't know, Alex, if you have this picture or not, but when I was at Torrey Holistics earlier today and I told the bud tender, I'm like, yo, we're going to have the Kikoko people on the podcast today. He immediately, Jen, went and grabbed everything that he had and put it out on the shelf. And I was like, yo, let me get a picture of this. and the one thing he was telling me about is the pink product that we're looking at right here in the foreground, which is some kind of a sensuality tea. And just before you got here, me and Ruthie were talking about putting together a little gift basket for Alex, who's getting married this weekend. What is that sensual tea stuff all about? Yeah.
So actually, if you look at the picture again of the packaging, so you can kind of see on like the left-hand side of the package. So where it says sensuality on the left-hand side, there's actually a profile of a naked woman in the design. I don't know if you can really see it in this image, but it's actually just like a really cool piece of artwork that this packaging is based off of. And so, yeah, the sensuality, it has some herbs that are known to be a little bit more on the aphrodisiac side. And so we have hibiscus, rose, and also cardamom. And so this is going to come into that like kind of bright flavor profile. And then we have 7 milligrams of THC in the sensuality. We found that it's, just enough where you can kind of get into that like feeling yourself place, but not so much where you're like, oh, actually, I just want to like eat snacks and lay on the couch. It's like we can actually make something happen a little bit in the bedroom with partner or not. Right. And so
or not.
Yeah. Everyone has their own thing. So yeah, that's where the sensuality kind of came into mind. It's we found that especially women going into that kind of like menopausal state, there's not really a lot of products out there for them. And there's a lot of a little bit of a loss of kind of sex drive that happens as you're aging. And so we really wanted to make a product that kind of is great for people in that stage of life. So maybe not looking for something on the pharmaceutical side, but something on the natural side that can kind of get those wheels kind of turning. And we've found that it works for everybody. And honestly, it just tastes really good. So it's been one of our really popular teas. I would totally try it.
Does Kikoko hire to try these things when you're like, we figured out 7 milligrams is the money? Like, so like, do you have, as a director of research and development, like, how do you figure out what the best milligram is for something like this or any of your products?
So it definitely is a lot of trial and error. So we kind of have a lot of like an internal kind of it's almost like crowd-funded trial, I guess I would say. So we have a lot of just customers who are very loyal, who contact us, and we'll get some samples out to them as we're trying things out. We all have friends and family that are more than willing to be guinea pigs for the products. And so usually we'll start dialing in on the potency side first, and kind of let people know. I don't know. It depends on what we're working on. So sometimes we'll let them know, what the effect we're looking for. Sometimes we'll just do it totally blind and have people fill out a survey of how did it make you feel? How long did it take? How long did you feel that way? What activity did you do on this product? And so that's kind of how we get a lot of our information and do a lot of our developing. And we do the same with flavor, actually. So we usually will start a product like those Boost mints that you have there. I think we started with 5 different flavor ratios and combinations, because with flavor, even like a 3% difference of an ingredient is going to have a really big effect on how something tastes. So maybe it's like too much coconut or, too much citrus or something. And so we'll have all of these different variations, and then people get to try. And it's probably the most fun part, I'm sure, of working at Kikoko, because I'd say most Fridays I come around to the warehouse with like little baggies with little stickers on top and letting everyone know, try this, let me know how it was, which did you prefer? Yeah.
That's cool. Ruthie, what kind of products are you holding on to right now? I'd be curious to see what you've got there in the store.
Yeah, I have the tins upstairs that we keep. So we have the sensual tea that we were talking about, positivity, tranquility, and sympathy.
What was the last one?
Sympathy.
Sympathy. Like sympathy. Okay,
Yeah.
I got it. It took me a second, but I got it.
It's like, what are we not getting here?
Now, I do wonder what would happen if you drank this tea and took the mints and used the oil.
Yeah, I think that you'd have a great time. I think it depends
No need
on,
for my future wife.
right? Yeah.
Let us know, Alex. Maybe we'll put all that in your basket. Take them all at once. Let us know what happens. 9 months later, you may have a baby, but let's see.
Right. Well, so Jenn, I was kind of surprised when I was talking to my bud tender today at Torrey to hear about the different styles of stuff that you guys have. And I say it like that because, I think most people think about like pre-rolled joints, flour, carts, things like that. But they mentioned to me something about honey. And I was like, I don't know what you guys mean by honey. What is the honey product that Kikoko has?
Yeah, so we have a few different honey products. I think right now we have 4 different cannabinoid ratio honeys. And so I think our most popular one we call our buzz honey. I think was what I saw in your picture. So the buzz honey is 10 milligrams of THC. That one's actually infused with a single strain live resin. And our honey, I think, stands against everyone else's because we actually use Manuka and Kanuka honey from New Zealand. Yeah, it's really great, high quality honey. And there's a lot of these like natural antibiotic properties that come from the honey, outside of the great part of the cannabinoids. We actually have one that's called Calm, that's 10 milligrams CBD. That one is great for like face masks. It can kind of depuff your face. It's also good for like any kind of wounds. Manuka and Kanuka honey are widely used in New Zealand, almost like how we are using just like an antibiotic or here. So I can't think of the name, but like Neosporin. And so, you could totally use this honey is the same kind of
like topical.
Topical, yeah. I mean, it's not you eat it, but you could also use it as a topical.
It's like the honey sticks that kids eat.
Yeah, like they're like a one single serving stick. They're very cool. The packaging is also completely compostable. We were the first company to make a product in a stick form like that, in a completely compostable material. And that's not even just on the cannabis side, like in general. So we had to work with a few companies to make that material. And yeah, the honey is nice. And honestly, I like to take the honey, put it in my tea to kind of kick it up a little bit, right? So maybe like a buzz honey in that sensuality or even in the positivity. It's a really good blend.
Jenn, what would you say your milligram intake is at?
So it was higher. I used to be closer to like 30, but I actually I got married earlier this year, and on my honeymoon, thank you, my tolerance just like went away because I traveled for like a month, and I was surprised how much that made a difference on my tolerance. So now I feel like I've really gone down, and honestly, like 5 milligrams sometimes is too much for me. Like sometimes I'm at the grocery store and I'm just like, oh my God, like everyone is looking at me, or or I'm just like in the cookie aisle, like just I do not know what cookie to get, and like
I'm gonna take all of them.
Exactly.
All right, let me ask like a dumb question. When you say like 5 milligrams, 5 milligrams, is it 5 milligrams regardless of what brand you get, or because you use such good materials or ingredients, does that 5 milligrams for you guys, is it a better 5 milligram, more potent 5 milligrams?
So it's a good question. I think it does depend on the product. Because a lot of the Kikoko products combine, cannabinoids, THC with other adaptogens, and just like natural phytochemicals that can kind of give you just a different natural effect that can tend to boost your high. So yeah, I would say that a 5 milligram, like the little buzz mints that you had, those pink mint container, that I think has a little bit more of a boost than maybe if I were to eat like half of a 10 milligram of something else. But I will say that I think the most important thing that Kikoko really brings to the table is consistency. And so it's, no matter what product you get, what month it was produced, you're going to get the same expected effect. And I think that that's something that a lot of cannabis brands haven't really been able to dial in yet, is a consistent batch to batch product. I mean, that's, I think, one of the reasons just last year, California was allowing like a 12% potency allowance, whereas it used to only allow 10 because a lot of brands couldn't hit that 10% allowance. And, we have potencies down to like these mints here, 2.5, that we have no issue hitting every time. And so I think that that's probably the most important thing that kind of sets us apart from other brands, is just our ability to hit those numbers every time. And so what you're going to be getting every time.
I love that too, because as a craft beer drinker, nothing is more annoying than like finding a beer that you love and you have it 1 month and then you go like the next month or 2 months later and it's the same beer and it tastes totally different and you're like, what the hell? Because when you open a Bud Light, you open a Coors Light, or you open a Corona, you know what you're getting. That consistency is there because they've nailed it down. So that's super important, because you want, like, if you like something, you want it to be like that.
Yeah, and it is hard when beers are really good example where your input material is just like a naturally grown product, right? Like I can only imagine that a field A of hops is going to be a little bit different than field B of hops. And I mean, we see that with flour all the time, right? Like how many times have you had like wedding cake from grown in different places and it is totally a different plant. So yeah, that is a little bit hard, I think, on the like manufactured edible side of cannabis, is just taking something that is in its essence an inconsistent natural product and then turning it into something that is consistent.
Hey, Jenn, I'm curious if you can you kind of tell us a little bit more about the backstory? We've talked a lot about products so far today, but what is the backstory of the company? Because looking at the website, which is kikoko.com, Kikoko, looking at the website and reading up about the founders, I know Ruthie and I both always love this kind of stuff. You know, Ruthie's got 2 daughters. I have 3 daughters. We we're proud moms and dads of girls. 2 ladies started this company and they seem like very accomplished people before they got into the cannabis industry. What is the backstory of the company?
Yeah. So Amanda and Jenn started the company because they had a very close friend who had been diagnosed with a terminal cancer. And she was just, I mean, really going through it. And this was, I must have been about 2015. And she had been recommended by her doctor to try cannabis. And so, you know, she went into the dispensary, got some kind of edible, tried it. You know, it was horrible, disgusting. It was way too strong. She tried cutting it in pieces. Each piece was inconsistent with the other. And she just ended up having a really bad time. And so she told, you know, her friends about this experience, and they were just really motivated and really wanted, you know, realized that there wasn't anything out there that's geared towards the needs of women in the cannabis space, and something that's for people who don't have high tolerances. And I mean, back in 2015, it was crazy, right? Like you could make anything back then. And, you know, now that we're in these regulated market after 2016, so it's definitely changed a lot, but, you know, they really have stayed true to the brand of wanting to make something that's high quality, consistent, and with wellness in mind. And so something that they could feel good giving to their friend who's going through cancer treatments, knowing this is something that can make you feel better, maybe make you feel a little happier, and isn't bad for your body.
That's cool. That's really cool. Ruthie, how does the brand do in the stores?
The brand does fantastic. They've been with us for years. I mean, I can't remember when it came to the market. Maybe they were with us pre-rec in 2017, maybe even 2016. I've heard multiple stories of people going through chemo, people that have cancer using this. Sometimes they can't eat. And so drinking something is really helpful to them as well. But Kikoko and Torrey Holistics have been great partners for many, many years. And I see that continuing on for the long run. Kikoko is always doing really exciting things, coming out with new things. They have pre-rolls that I actually love. So they do amazing things. And, you know, we love highlighting women brands and that are doing things in that space of things for menopause and to, you know, kind of help women in different aspects in that wellness space. And so super happy to be working with Kikoko. And there aren't really that many things or that many people talking about all the ailments that women suffer from.
Jenn, I'll tell you this. The one thing I'm going to do is when I go back to Torrey Holistics, because Ruthie and I are going to put together a little gift basket for Alex and his fiance who are getting married this week. Definitely going to put the sensual stuff in there as well. But you know what else? I'm going to do this. I'm going to do what you suggested. I'm going to get the tea, and then I'm going to get the honey, and I'm going to put the honey in the tea. I should have thought about that earlier, because when they were telling me about it, I was like, I don't know, tea. I don't even like tea. So like, am I going to really drink a tea product with THC? But now that you've described it as tea and the honey in the tea, I'm doing that.
You guys should make an Arnold Palmer.
Yeah, we actually have some recipes on our websites for some like mocktail iced drinks. The sensuality is really good with some grapefruit juice. I've tried that before. It's really good. But yeah, the teas are all whole leaf herbal teas, and I mean nowadays even in just a grocery store tea aisle you aren't going to find too many whole leaf uncut teas, and each tea has been like specifically crafted by our founders to like really highlight the flavor and just give you kind of that experience that we're hoping is clear from the name, and then also just like what the tin looks like.
It looks more like poopery than tea.
Oh my
Like,
gosh,
it smells really good too.
Smell it. It smells incredible. Jenn, do you have a favorite?
Yeah, I mean, I do like them all. So I really like the Positivity. That is our like herbal green tea with mint. That's a 10 milligram THC, 5 milligram CBD. I think it's really tasty, and I just like green tea. I like caffeine, and I love caffeine and THC together. And then I also really like the Sympathy. That is a ginger turmeric tea, and so it's really spicy. I usually like that one later in the day. It's 20 milligrams CBD, 3 milligrams THC. Sounds really good for if you have any kind of like pain, or if you're maybe going through a little hard time mentally and you just need to relax and like a bubble bath or something. Yeah,
I know we talked a lot about edibles, but I'm more of a traditional like smoke still. I just saw the video that you have on your website. Where do you source your cannabis from for the pre-rolls?
So
I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so we're actually working. So we have our pre-roll line called Wild Women, and we work with small female growers to get our flower. And so each pre-roll, it's single strain from a single farm. So we have worked with Moon Maid. That's Tina. Yeah,
that's who I recognized in the video. Was Tina?
Yeah, she's. I mean, honestly, they're all just super badass, amazing women. We work with Chia at Arcana Flowers, and then right here, that's Jenn Prasachi. She does Wildland Cannabis, and so they were all really cool. I actually got to visit all of their farms, and I mean, they're really doing it, and they really respect the land. They didn't bulldoze any land. So a lot of it is done in this kind of like tiered style farming. And, they all just collect water throughout the year and use their own collected water as opposed to like bringing water up there. Yeah. Oh, they're just so cool. So yeah, the pre-rolls are all Wild Women. Yeah. And they're all kind of like that 0.3. So you get a 10 pack of 0.3. So it's just like a perfect for single, taking a walk, or I know I like to take these to concerts. And so, I have one for me and my sister, and then I kind of like hand some out to the people next to me. Yeah.
My girlfriend does that to everybody. Everywhere we go, we'll be in a bar somewhere. She'll open up a thing of edibles and she'll dose the entire bar.
Yeah.
We completely get that.
Yeah, this was pre-COVID. We were at a show here at the observatory, and this person didn't bring mini. She brought a full joint, but this is pre-COVID, so she smoked and then started passing it around, and it got to my fiance. I was like, no, you're not putting your mouth on that thing.
Yeah,
you would have bring the little ones for everybody.
Yeah, that's what you do. The little ones here, one for everybody.
Yeah.
Hey, Jenn, it is great to be with you today. I'm so glad that I went into Torrey Holistics today to get some of the Kikoko products. I will say 35 minutes after taking this, I feel like I've got kind of a goofy grin on my face, and I'm very chilled out, but like very relaxed. I don't feel like high at all, but I feel chilled, So I'm really excited about, continuing to test these products. And having a good time with them. Thank you so much for doing this today. And we look forward to having you back again. We'll talk more.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks,
This has
Jenn.
been a really good time. Thank you so much, Jenn. Thank you, Ruthie. Thank you, Grande. And until the next episode of the Holistics Highlights podcast, see you later, everybody.